Roee Rosen is an Israeli artist known for creating elaborate alter egos and for his sometimes controversial work. These days, Rosen's work is being exhibited in a major retrospective titled Roee Rosen, a group exhibition at the Tel Aviv Museum. Maya Margit went to the exhibition, met the artist to discuss his work.
When the exhibition Live and Die as Ever Brown first opened at the Israel Museum in Jerusalem in 1997, it caused such a scandal that Zvulun Hammer, Israel's education minister at the time, called for it to be taken down. Others even threatened to cut the museum's budget. Roee Rosen's infamous installation is made up of 60 works on paper and text. The text addresses the viewer in the second person, offering them an unlikely virtual reality scenario.
Live and Die as Ever Brown is a project from 1997 where you, the viewer, is supposed to be in this story. Eva Braun, Hitler's lover, and it's the last day in the bunker. And you're going through these scenes that he wrote with the drawings that you can see.
With this unconventional representation of the Holocaust, Rosen became known as a socio-political provocateur. Now, after nearly 2 decades, Live and Die as Ever Brown is once again on display, this time as part of a major retrospective exhibition at the Tel Aviv Museum presenting hundreds of the artist's works. But Rosen believes the work may not have the same impact today it once did.
The generation of both the victims and the victimizers have perished for the most part. And I think that we have a historical distance that is completely different than 20 years ago.
Titled Roee Rosen, a group exhibition, the show is divided into sections according to artists, including Belgian Jewish surrealist Justine Frank and the Russian-Israeli artist Maxim Komar-Mishkin. There's just one caveat: these artists are all fictional and were created by Rosen himself. In a way, they are his alter egos, and they are highly developed, like Justine Frank, who has a fictionalized biography and photographs to go along with her persona.
She's a very strong, opinionated woman whose work really offsets certain absences and certain problems and certain limitations in those ideological sins. So really, it was a kind of speculatively implanting within the past a present that I thought was crucial.
Much of the show at the Tel Aviv Museum showcases a mix of fiction and documentary. In fact, the relationship between what's real and what isn't is one of the major themes of Rosen's work.
I do think that confusion should occur more often, or we should be aware that fiction always conveys layers of reality and vice versa. What is presented to us as documents is often manipulated, fictionalized, ideologically invested.
Born in the Israeli city of Rehovot in 1963, Rosen has gained international recognition over the years. His work was featured in major solo exhibitions across Europe and North America. It often has political undertones, such as in the works by Maxim Komar-Mishkin, a pseudonym for a fictive Russian-Israeli artist known as Efim Poplavsky. His illustrated story, titled Vladimir's Night, graphically depicts the murder of the Russian president.
The position that I try to have is not that of a teacher or a preacher or a judge. That is, I don't offer a truth. I offer a kind of a fluid experience where you are invited to be active in making your own judgment.
Indeed, Rosen keeps viewers on their toes by occupying this in-between space between fiction and reality, history and memory. The exhibition at the Tel Aviv Museum will be on display until the end of April.
To complete the picture, we asked Maya Margit to join me in the studio. Hi, Maya.
Hi.
So you visited the exhibition, which, as we said, is titled Group Exhibition because of all of these different alter egos. Does it feel like an exhibition of... Does it feel like a group exhibition, or does it feel like the exhibition of one man?
It really does feel like a group exhibition, and the title itself is quite confusing because it's described as a retrospective of Roee Rosen, but when you enter the space, it's divided entirely into 4 separate sections. At least the main part of the exhibition is, and each alter ego is really developed. So Justine Frank, she's supposedly this early 20th century Belgian Jewish artist who has a pornography novel that she wrote, and she has like photographs of her, and there's all kinds of things developing. There's a whole story describing her life, and she sounds like such an interesting and wonderful.
It's almost a shame that she's an alter ego and not a real person.
And actually the artist said that some people really believed that this was a real artist, and they argued with him.
That's amazing.
They went up to him and they said, I know she's real. I saw her exhibition.
Did he try to fool the audience initially, or is it all like out in the open?
His method of working is very obscure. So when I asked him that, he said he doesn't try to confuse people specifically, but he thinks confusion is a good thing. He thinks it's good that people question the division between reality and fiction, historical truth, and what is manipulated, basically, on an ideological basis.
Mm-hmm. I can understand the thought behind it. There's a risk, though, that you are confusing, historical truths with fiction.
He basically says there's no such thing as historical truth, that everything is manipulated or created or put together. So it's necessary for people to really look at these divisions and question the binary, basically.
I see. Very interesting. You attended it. Did you enjoy it? Or is it well worth a visit?
I highly recommend it. It's open until the end of April, and it's a really giant exhibition. There are over 400 works, and 3 hours of video footage.
All right. So maybe more than one visit, even.
More than one visit.
Maya, thanks so much for
Thank you very
coming.
much.